Boys and singles work in close proximity. One of them is the Ackles family. Pero is a minister. He and his family came to Cambodia in 1996 to direct the evangelistic efforts of the group and provide spiritual guidance for the new believers.
God loved even wicked men.
Pero teaches a rapt group of first-time Bible students
But the world had become so evil
the story of Noah and the flood.
that it no longer seemed sinful to them. Noah preached for 120 years. But he not only preached with his voice, he preached with his saw. Many people came from all around to watch Noah building the ark.
He draws lessons that bring the story home to his listeners.
But how many people listened to him? Just very few. When you say you believe in God, I hope that people will believe you because your life agrees with what you say.
They are no strangers to floods, as can be seen from the watermark on the wall. Like 1.5 million Cambodians, the Ackles lost everything to the rising waters. They escaped by swimming to safety. But adversity can also bring out the best in people. Narum is a good example. She and her family of 8 live in this one-room shelter on the side of a busy street. The family sleeps together on a single bed. Yet despite their apparent necessity, the family still made room for a couple of orphans. Pero and Debbie, who have been studying the Bible with Narum, frequently give them extra rice. But she passes it on to others who are in greater need. This is Arnold Hooker. Arnold and his wife Stacy have been working on the rural outskirts of Kampong Cham since 1995. With his winning smile and outgoing personality, Arnold has a unique gift for making people feel at ease. On the corner, outside the barber shop, a man sells snacks. Arnold and he are friends, but since the day an inexperienced driver veered into his stand, killing his daughter and seriously injuring his wife, Arnold has become a source of consolation for the grieving family.
See the scarring on her foot here.
Okay, I'll consider. Anh đi mày đây.
Back at the house, Stacy performs one of the less romantic duties of frontier mission life. But this isn't all the former travel agent and mother of 3 does.
If you don't have good nutrition, this will make your body be weak and you will be more likely to get diarrhea.
1 in every 9 infants in Cambodia dies before their first birthday. So even a fundamental knowledge of nutrition and hygiene is indispensable. That's why preventative health care and field medicine are part of every frontier missionary's basic training. While Stacy starts her lesson, Arnold sets off to use his charms to lure more people out of their homes to listen.
This is my adopted mom. Men and women usually don't touch opposite sex. She's married, but she loves me a lot because I spend a lot of time with her.
Life is simpler just outside the big city, but not entirely free of its corrupting influence. Customers can be seen coming and going from a nearby brothel in plain view of the missionary's home. But brighter spots abound too. A diminutive sign along a busy highway marks the road to progress. It leads down a shaded lane past the textile plant to Na Lin's house. When Na Lin became a Christian, the plant refused to allow her Sabbath off from work to worship. She came to the missionaries with her dilemma.
I was working at a factory in Phnom Penh, but my sister, Sophia, told me to come back here. I started to attend church with her, and one day I decided that I no longer believed in Satan. I took the Buddhist altar off the wall of my house and threw it out. I still needed work, so Arnold and Stacy lent me some money to start a sewing business. I began to tell my neighbors about Jesus. At first, nobody believed the story, but now many of them know that Jesus can give them eternal life. Before I met Jesus, I wasn't happy, but now I have a happy heart.
Na Lin's business now earns a handsome revenue by Cambodian standards, about $6 a day, allowing her to employ a couple more ladies. Na Lin plays an active role in evangelizing her surrounding community. About 20 friends gather in her home every night to study the Bible. The work in Kampong Cham is still in its infant stages, but here too the missionaries are preparing for the eventuality that they will someday leave the work in Cambodian hands. At a meeting of Khmer youth, the discussion is on growing the church by inviting friends and neighbors to worship services and Bible studies.
The first time I went to Sunday church, but at that time the situation in Cambodia is bad, so we went to church. We just want the gifts. Sometimes they give rice or money to the church members. So I went there just for this. After that, my friends around me, my relatives, my parents, they say Christianity is only just a foreign religion. All my relatives are Buddhist. So I felt a little bit embarrassed to go alone as a Christian. So I quit going to church, stopped going to church, and stay at home. After I quit going to church, I start doing what teenagers in Cambodia do. I start drinking, smoking, do bad things, spending time with my friends, especially at night. So after that, one Saturday in 1995, my friend asked me to come to meet an American family to practice my English. Yeah, it feels interesting to me. I want to learn English. So I start spending time with them almost every day. Yes, and they start asking me questions. I remember one question that Stacy asked, where do everything come from? And I say, Buddha say, We came from 4 things mixed together: fire, land, water, and wind. And she asked me again, where do all these things come from? I have no answers. I start joining Bible class with teacher Semon. Yeah, and it feel interested. Maybe God was working with me then. Yeah, and I decided to believe in God, trust in God, and follow God. Yeah, and I got baptized on July 20, 1996. I like to have chance to teach Bible. Yeah, and I preach. So far, I preach only 2 times. I hope that I can preach more.
Although Cambodia has undergone reforms in recent years, including UN-sponsored free elections, the spread of religion is still monitored closely. Here, at the Ministry of Cults and Religions, numbers are carefully recorded for every religion and denomination, Christian, Muslim, and Buddhist alike. But many in Cambodia do not adhere to any organized religious creed. They live in fear of the spirit world, observing the dark utterances of witch doctors, like this woman who recently learned of Jesus did just a short time ago.
My mother has been sick with an evil spirit for over 30 years. She was always angry with other people. She was mean. The neighbors didn't like her.
I used to pray to the evil spirits to help me. When I was possessed by the evil spirits, I would roll around on the floor and start speaking uncontrollably. My entire body was out of control. During those 30 years, I spent a lot of money on doctors and tried many different cures. The witch doctor told me to bathe in urine and dirty water for 3 months. He even told me to eat the dung of cockroaches.
I learned about Jesus a year ago. Since I've believed in Jesus, God has really blessed my family. I went to my mother's village and told her to stop praying to the evil spirits and following the witch doctor's orders. I told her she should believe in Jesus instead. I held her hand and prayed for her and taught her how to pray. When she prayed, she was much better. She took her little Buddhist temple and her incense and threw it out in the yard.
All the neighbors came over and said that the spirits would surely come and cause me many problems. But I didn't worry about that because I knew Jesus would help me. One day, Stacy came over to see me. She prayed for me, and as soon as she had said Jesus' name, the spirit came into me and I started rolling around on the floor uncontrollably. But after that, the spirit left me completely, and I am healed.
I'm teaching her to pray more, and she prays every day. The witch doctor in her village is curious how she was cured, because all these years he hasn't been able to help her. Now he is interested in learning about the Bible and about Jesus too.
For now, the horror of the killing fields is over. But lasting peace continues to elude Cambodia. From time to time, it lapses back into its morbid past and reminds us that man's heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
The people say, "Our bones are dried up. Our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts." Therefore say unto them, "O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of the earth. I shall put my spirit in you, and you shall live. And I shall place you in your own land, and you shall know that I am the Lord."
This has been a presentation of Adventist Frontier Missions, reaching the unreached with the good news of Jesus Christ. If you would like to learn how you can be involved in this work, or would like to receive our free monthly magazine, Adventist Frontiers, you can write to us at Adventist Frontier Missions, P.O. Box 346, Drawer A, Berrien Springs, Michigan, 49103. Or call us today at 1-800-YES-4AFM. That's 1-800-937-4236. Please mention where you saw this program when you call.